Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new, be sure to hit that subscriber button. Let's grow this family together. I'm a hot mess. I realize that, okay? I understand. First of all, as always, shout out to all my new subscribers. I genuinely love you all. Thank you. I see your amazing comments and I see your subscriptions, so thank you so much. Okay, so I know I'm a little overdue, just a few days, but I was traveling, which is a result of like what's going on here right now. I decided to spend the holidays in the UK and Europe with my mom and sister. It was really, really fun, super last minute on the whim trip, but well worth it. I am from California, so it's quite an adjustment. They're 8 hours ahead over there, and so since I came back, I've been trying to get back to life and I'm just struggling. I've been to Italy before and I didn't have this much of a struggle. This time, I don't know what it is. I'm sleeping during the day. I'm up all night. So yeah, if you know how to fix a jet lag, just let me know. It's been like 4 days. Okay, so I'm actually getting ready to head out now and I thought I'd do a get ready with me. It's one of my favorite things to do, kind of keep you posted on my routine every day. Sometimes it changes using some of my favorite products, but also walk you through my trip because you want to know. I know you do. Okay, so washed my face. First thing I like to do is go in with a moisturizer. This is my favorite. I use it every day. This is the Farmacy Honey Halo Hydrating Moisturizer. So when I travel, for some reason, especially on the plane, my rosacea is immediately triggered. So I like using gentle hydration moisturizers. This one always works for me. I don't know if you can hear the thunder, by the way. Oh yeah, we're also drowning here in California, in the Bay Area to be particular. We're flooding like crazy, so get your boats. I'm gonna go in with my everyday sunscreen. This is the EltaMD, the UV Clear. It has a huge SPF. It's 46, and I love that. Even if you're not going outside, you need to wear SPF every day. And it's tinted. Like, you know how sometimes sunscreen is just super white and it has flashback? This one has a tint to it. So I was in the middle of transitioning jobs and I had some time off during the holidays, and I've recently gone into just traveling internationally. I went from never traveling to kind of like traveling all at once to like 6 different countries. And it's so true, when you get that like taste of what it's like to travel out the way for the first time, when you come back, you're just like, where do I go next? And so that happened to me when I went to Mexico and I came back and I was like, okay, let's go to Italy. So for the holidays, for Christmas, we don't really celebrate Christmas, but I heard that London is absolutely beautiful during that time. And we do have family there. And so my mom and sister were like, should we just go? And I was like, yeah, I think we should. Like, why not? It'll be such a quick trip because we literally had just 1 week to work with. Also the LANEIGE lip mask. I know they say this is a sleeping lip mask. I put it on day and night. Anyway, so we decided to book London super last minute, and because of that, it was very expensive. Going in with the Rare Beauty primer, the pore diffusing primer. So this was my first time in London. We went to just London City, the main city area with like the tower and everything and the London Bridge. It was so beautiful. Also, the weather was like not the best, but I'm a fan of gloomy weather. I don't mind it. I'm a sucker for a sunset, but I also really just appreciated like the gloom. It was a very cold gloom, but I love pulling out the coats and the scarves and the beanies and all that. So I was like, this is fun. Also, just a quick tip, you don't need to overpack when you're going. Don't be like me and shove 70 different coats into a suitcase. End up having the heaviest suitcase, because I promise you, I wore the same thing the entire time. Like, it was just too cold to try to look cute. So yeah, just pack light. As long as you have enough gear to keep you warm, that's all that matters. For foundation, I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty. This is the Eaze Drop Foundation. I'm in the color 12, one of my favorites for every day. So we spent 3 days in London City, just booked a hotel in the area, the main city area, which was close to everything, and I loved it. It was nice. It was an adjustment, definitely with the time, but we walked around, we took a ferry, it took us through all the bridges. London has way more than just one bridge, by the way. Like, I know we know the London Bridge, but there's like 12 of them. I can't name them all. It's very touristy. There's a lot of tourists in that main area, but it was very beautiful, very holiday vibes. The Christmas lights were just so stunning, and like the people are just so nice in London. Like, the British, they're so kind. Everyone is so friendly and so happy to be there and so happy to have you. Like, it was so warm, like warm greetings from everybody everywhere we go. And I really appreciated that because, you know, as a foreigner, I guess, or as a tourist, it's like, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what's right, what's wrong, what's proper etiquette, like in that area. So it's like nice to just have people who are like friendly. while we were in London, my sister and I were like, okay, so what should we do for New Year's? And we were like, you know, Paris is just an hour flight away. Should we go to Paris? And we're like, yeah, we should definitely go to Paris. It's been on my list forever to visit. It's been like a dream of mine. Obviously, again, whether or not the best timing, it was like raining and freezing. But like you're an hour away from Paris, so like how could you not go? We wanted to take the train, but there was like a lot going on with the trains at the time. They were like on strike actually. It would have only been like a 3-hour train, but it ended up costing the same amount to just book a 1-hour flight. So we booked midway after like 4 days in London, we booked a flight to Paris. Paris was interesting. First of all, I just want to say France is absolutely beautiful. Paris was so gorgeous, like everything you imagine, the French buildings, like that's so my style and my vibe. I love the architecture, like very, very beautiful, like cafes on the street. Everywhere is just so exactly what you imagine, but like not. Okay, going in with the Charlotte Tilbury concealer. I'm in the color medium 7. This is the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. I really love this one. It's like a thick full coverage, so a little goes a long way. That's literally all I put, and then I just smother that everywhere on my face. So we get to Paris and I booked an Airbnb because again, during the holidays, it was so last minute, really nothing was even available. But I found this very beautiful like French Airbnb that was newly renovated and had great reviews. And it was literally in a dungeon on like the bottom floor in the dark. As tiny as you can imagine. I literally felt like a giant in Paris the entire time. Like obviously I'm not the tiniest person, but like I'm also like not miniature. Like I felt so big everywhere because like the toilets were like made for children in preschool. I kid you not, the bathrooms were like in an airplane. Like they were, I couldn't move in them. You know, like the hallways, the pillows, the chairs, everything was just so small. Like I get it. America, you love to make sure we are healthy. So the Airbnb, just like my mom didn't feel comfortable. They had like open windows, like facing in a very beautiful tourist area, the Champs-Elysees, whatever, by the Arc de Triomphe. Like don't quote, I'm not French, so like don't come for me. I really tried my best to like learn French in like 5 minutes. I knew the basics, but yeah, whatever. That's another thing. The French people just like only communicate in French, and like if you tell them English, they're just like not really polite. I just felt like there is a stereotype of like the French people not being nice. I thought they were nice, but some weren't, honestly. Some were not as friendly. They were a little aggressive, but that's everywhere. Like I know there's good and bad behavior everywhere. I'm not saying Americans are the best. I know we're not. Granted, they deal with a lot of tourists and stuff, so it's probably just like they're annoyed and over it, but I get it. So my mom was just like not comfortable in the Airbnb, and she was like, I don't want to stay here. Like I don't feel comfortable. It's very in the dark, dungeon, like small, like we need to find a hotel. And I'm like, okay, like it's the middle of the holidays, like we're not going to find a hotel. It was a madness. So we ended up finding a hotel, which is this beautiful boutique style hotel, which I ended up loving, worked out way better. So we stayed there. This is the Merit Beauty Complexion Stick in the color Tiger Eye. I use this to contour. My favorite. I'll link it below. I have a link. If you haven't tried Merit Beauty, I highly, highly recommend it for beginners. Very user-friendly, easy to blend. Check this out. Like, look at that. It's clean, it's vegan, it's cruelty-free, all the good stuff. So do check it out. And I don't say this because I know that I have a link for them. I genuinely mean this. Like everyone I've had try it loves it. It feels and sits great on the skin all day. So Paris, what I will say, if you're going to Paris, you're going to eat and shop. That's it. If you are a savory person like I am, I love savory and not so much sweets, then you're gonna really not be as pleased with the food because everything was a pastry, a croissant, hot chocolate, and like dessert. But like I need salty, I need savory. Like I wanted potatoes with my breakfast type vibes, you know? And again, that may just be the American in me, but I like what I like. So I was wowed by the food. I also am the world's most pickiest eater. I don't eat red meat. I don't eat seafood. I only eat chicken. I get that it's limited for me, but still, like, what can I do to just get some potatoes around here? But Paris had amazing cafes. Everything you see on TikTok, everything you see on Instagram, like all those vibes are legit there. Like if you're gonna be sad, you might as well be sad in Paris. I get that. It was beautiful. The Eiffel Tower was cool. Like I've seen it in Vegas. It's cool there too. I just want to say that I do realize I went during really horrible weather. It was raining. It was cold. But still, like, it was whatever to me. I feel like, you know, I was great for shopping. It was so good for shopping. Like, you're gonna get your money's worth there. It's raining hard out there. I'm sure my car is floating right now. Okay, just going in with the Rare Beauty Bliss Liquid Blush. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on my cheeks like that. It really does make a difference. Like, it really brings some color back into your face. And this one in particularly blends so well with the skin, like it melts in there. I just take a big fluffy brush and I like to just press that into my skin, into the apples of my cheek, and it looks so good like that. One thing I was struggling with was just how exhausted I was. We walked everywhere, which was great. Like, I love walking and getting steps in, but because I was so jet lagged and I couldn't adjust to the time because it was such a short trip, going in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder, I just kept wanting to fall asleep. So I spent a lot of the trip just sleeping during the day and being up all night. It was wild. Or just like, you know, taking power naps in between because I was like, I'm literally like passing out, guys. Like, my mom and sister, like, we were all just struggling. Like, it was so hard to adjust. By the time we adjusted, we were already coming back home. So for New Year's Eve, in the main Champs-Elysees, however you say it, there were over 1 million people there for the countdown. Like, you literally see on TV, like, over 1 million. I think it was like 1 point something. It was insane. In fact, it gave me a little anxiety. Like, I struggle with being around that many people. Just like, it was too much. And they were all nice, like tourists or like locals, but I was like too much for me. So my sister ended up staying for the countdown. I went back home and went to sleep for New Year's Eve. That's what I did. And I just watched it on her story after that. But it was really cool. Like, they really go all out. It was so beautiful with the lights and the trees. They just put lights everywhere and it was absolutely stunning. And then, of course, me being the best planner and coordinator that I am, booked our flight that 4 in the morning that night, not realizing the streets were closed and hectic, and getting to the airport is like madness. Yeah, that was a mistake. So definitely don't do that. Okay, so now I'm gonna bronze up my face with the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Protector Perfector in the color medium dark. And I just take a brush and kind of spin it in here because it's like a beautiful highlighter and bronzer, and just kind of go over where I bronzed my face with that cream contour. So we finally make it to London. It's a quick hour flight from Paris to London. Honestly, it was like 45 minutes, not even an hour. The quickest flight ever. So I absolutely recommend traveling. 100%, I didn't regret anything. The best thing to be with my mom and sister during the holiday. This is the Charlotte Tilbury blush in Intense, one of my favorites. It's like a dark mauve. If you're gonna book last minute, be aware of, one, how much money you're gonna end up spending, because during the holidays it's wild. So the flights and the hotel and everything, like, you're gonna cash out, and that's fine because you live life, you work hard, why not? And if you're with your loved ones, like, no amount of money matters if you're spending time with them. But, you know, be cautious of the weather. Like, you know, and expect there to be specific kind of weather for that season. Obviously we were freezing and it was raining, but whatever, that was fun. Overcast. Don't ridiculously pack like I did. We spent more time just like carrying heavy luggage that, like, I was like so over it. I barely wore anything I took because it was just so cold. And if it's your first time somewhere, be prepared to just like adjust, because people are going to expect you to know what you're doing, where you're going, how to speak and communicate. Like, even if it's a tourist hub, people are still going to just be like, how do you not know this? And it's okay. I guess it depends on the place, but it's okay. Like, just do your research, be safe. I did not feel safe in Paris in the tourist areas. Like, there were pickpocketers, and like, people would tell you, be careful, don't take things with you, like, take off your jewelry, like, don't take your purses. So I was like, this is really uncomfortable, but thankfully we were fine. But you could definitely see, like, people, I mean, you can't blame them. There were so many people there. So opportunity was like, you know, there, but you have to just be extra cautious. Go with people that you know and trust. Look into public transportation. I hate taking like the metro and train. I'm not like a bus person. So we spent a lot of money on Uber, and I'm grateful that they had Uber, but if you can plan out ahead of time, like how to take the bus and train, and you're comfortable, do that, because you will end up cashing out for Uber, which I did. This was the Bobbi Brown Moon Glow Highlighting Powder, which is beautiful. All right, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and do my brows with the Anastasia Brow as my go-to. So if I had to pick, I definitely absolutely loved London over Paris. I feel like it was just more easier to navigate around the city. It's definitely more expensive than Euro, I'd say, is what I thought. I don't know how currency works. I don't know how that stuff works. That's another thing. Like, do your research in terms of funding, because like, it'll say something obviously, and then like in euro or pound, and then when you use like your American credit cards and stuff, it'll translate into completely something else, and it's like way over. So if you can get money or transfer your money and like get currency or whatever, however that works, do that. Again, this was so last minute that I planned nothing. I was just like, let's just go, you know? Give yourself a buffer. Like, if you have to come back and like go straight to work, I don't recommend that. This is just mascara from L'Oreal, the Voluminous Carbon Black. It's my favorite. Yeah, don't be like me and come back and think you can just go to work the following day, because that was really poor judgment. I made it happen, but I drowned in coffee and then like slept through the next 3 days and just woke up literally 5 minutes ago, and now I'm trying to figure out how to hide the circles under my eye. In general, I feel like you live and you learn. I'm just on this travel mode. Like, I just want to keep exploring, but you know, you learn as you go what works, how to best travel efficiently, how to be safe, how to book the proper hotels and flights, and the best way to travel. I will 100% go back to London, like at any point. I thought it was such a beautiful city and I really loved it. I will definitely go back to Paris as well. I think just during the right weather, during the season where it's like beautiful and sunny. Like you see Emily in Paris, which I love, and you're like, oh, this is Paris. Like, yeah, it is, but just not during the rain. I'm just grateful that I got to spend time with my mom and sister and enjoy their company in the holidays. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner in the color Dusty Rose. It's a pretty rosy color. I like to line my lips with it. And then just going in with like any lip gloss that you have. I'm actually just gonna grab this lip gloss by Morphe. It's Mars. It's like a nude color. Put this in the center like that. I sometimes still like a super nude color on my lips, so I'm just gonna go in with the MAC Honey Love lipstick in the center. Just for some more, yeah, like that. And that is it for this video. Super quick and easy. Get ready with me, how I get ready for the day. This is really my everyday makeup. I don't do much more than this. And this is quite a lot. I'm sure for those who don't wear this much makeup, I know it's a lot. But it's super easy, super doable, achievable, helps you feel alive again. And yeah, comment down below any tips and tricks, your experiences if you've traveled, best seasons to go, because I definitely want to go back. But overall, I had an amazing time, amazing trip. I will list everything I use in the description box below that I've used today. And that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you later.